Good morning, everyone. I'm going to speak on heat stress nephropathy. As already sir said, global warming has resulted in increase in overall temperature of 0.8 degrees centigrade during the last century. And as we see the data on the natural disasters during the last 30 years, heat waves contributed to the 7th and 8th position, leading to the natural calamities. So what are heat waves? Heat waves typically refers to sustained temperature of greater than 40 degrees centigrade or temperature greater than 5 to 6 degrees Celsius over the normal maximum temperature of that particular region, or any temperature that is more than 45 degrees centigrade is defined as heat waves. So this is a map showing the average number of heat waves that occurred during the last 1961 to 2010 period. In India, the maximum heat waves occurred in Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, Goa and Akola of Maharashtra. And this is also graph showing gradual increase in number of people exposed to the heat waves during 2000 to 2016. So how do you measure the heat exposure? The heat exposure not only includes the effects of direct sunlight, sun heat exposure, but it also includes the effect of the humidity and the wind speed. So the heat exposure is determined by wet bulb globe temperature. The wet bulb globe temperature includes the temperature, the humidity and the speed of the wind of that particular environment. The OSHA recommends frequent wet breaks of 45 minutes per hour for a wet bulb globe temperature of 26 degrees Celsius and breaks of 45 minutes per hour for a wet bulb globe temperature of 30 degrees Celsius. Whereas if the temperature is greater than 35 degrees Celsius, humans cannot sustain their body temperature by usual mechanisms if they are sustaining the temperature for more than 6 hours. So what is heat stress? Heat stress is nothing but a mutual collaboration between the environmental phenomenon and a metabolic heat process which shoot up the core body temperature, which eventually slow down the physiological process. If these processes are not corrected in time, they can lead to the disastrous physical changes leading to heat stroke, heat cramps, heat exhaustion and death. So the pathogenesis of heat stroke already sir has described. Coming to the renal manifestations of heat stress or heat stroke, the kidney is the main organ which plays as a defense organ in heat stress or heat stroke because it is the main organ controlling the extracellular volume and the electrolyte abnormalities, and also the main culprit organ which gets damaged if these pathological processes are not corrected in time. So the heat stress can also manifest as AKI. This AKI can be due to rhabdomyolysis. And heat stress can also be presented as chronic kidney disease, and it also exacerbates the chronic kidney disease. It can also be present as acute on chronic kidney disease because subjects with CKD has reduced thermoregulatory ability. These patients are more prone to develop acute kidney injury over the chronic kidney disease. And dialysis patients have high rate of hospital admissions and mortality during the period of heat waves. And there are research studies showing that heat stress and dehydration, by stimulating the fructose and vasopressin production, they increase the risk of diabetes and obesity by oxidative mechanisms and thus promoting the kidney injury associated with these diseases. The other manifestations of heat stress in the body are development of kidney stones and crystalluria because of secondary to dehydration leading to urinary acid acidification, and urine concentration leading to supersaturation of calcium and crystallization of calcium. So CKD, heat stress as a cause of CKD and CKD of unknown etiology. The heat stress as a CKD of unknown etiology was first described in Mesoamerica, and it is labeled as Mesoamerican nephropathy. It was first reported in 2002 in El Salvador by the authors during their medical residency period, where the excessive number of individuals were presenting to the hospitals with ESRDs. And usually these subset of the patients have elevated serum creatinine, and these patients are regularly detected during the health screening camps, and if they present to the hospital, usually they are presented in the late stages of kidney disease. And these subset of the patients they do not have any proposed that is risk factors like diabetes and hypertension, And if the blood pressure is also present, it is only very slightly elevated. And because of the crystalluria, some patients may give the history of painful dysuria, and laboratory tests show hypokalemia, hyperuricemia, hypo or hypernatremia, and occasionally there can be low serum phosphate and low magnesium levels. And urine analysis shows low grade or no proteinuria. There can be leukocyturia, and occasionally urate crystals can also be detected in the urinary sediment. And if you biopsy these type of patients, usually the biopsy is suggestive of chronic tubulointerstitial nephritis with variable amount of fibrosis and inflammation. And there can be some glomerular changes in the form of mesangial expansion with or without global glomerulosclerosis. So this is first, this entity of CKD of unknown etiology secondary to the heat stress is first described in El Salvador, and during a course it is also described in Nicaragua and Costa Rica of Central America, and lot of research is done, and they finally concluded that heat stress can be the cause of this Mesoamerican nephropathy. So what is the substantial supporting evidence that heat stress is the cause of this CKD of unknown etiology in those areas? First, there is evidence that during 1970 and 1980s, there is in Sri Lanka and Mesoamerica, the epidemic, they found that these epidemics are not simply due to the better diagnosis and recognition, but this represents the true increase in prevalence of CKD. And this is confirmed based on the autopsy reports, which documented a dramatic increase in the CKDU beginning in the 1970. And this is the period of 1970 and 1980. This is the period where maximum number of heat wave days occurred in the Mesoamerica. The second substantial evidence supporting this theory is the sites where CKDU is occurring typically represents some of the hottest regions in the area. The point which shows that the heat stress is the cause of this CKD is, in some studies of Mesoamerica, it was shown that risk of developing CKD is greater if the workers are working in sugar fields at sea level where it is hotter as opposed to the sugarcane fields at higher altitudes where the temperature is cooler. And it is also shown that the findings which are seen in CKDU population in Mesoamerica and Sri Lanka, where heat stress is described as cause of CKDU, it is the similar findings were seen in volunteers who exercise in the heat. And this is a study which is recently published in Journal of Applied Physiology in 2022, which estimated the kidney injury risk during the prolonged exposure to the current and projected wet bulb temperature occurring during the extreme heat events in the healthy youngs. In this study, they exposed to the healthy young volunteers to a period of 8 hours of 31 degrees Celsius wet bulb temperature and 34 degrees Celsius wet bulb temperature. And they analyzed the core temperature, hydration status of the patients, and they collected the urine sample. The kidney injury is quantified by using the product of insulin-like growth factor beta 7 and TIMP2. And the results we see, it showed that the people who are exposed to 31 degrees Celsius has less product of IGF-B, P7 and TMP2 compared to those people who were exposed to 34 degrees Celsius trial. So they concluded that kidney injury risk is exacerbated during the prolonged resting exposure to wet bulb temperature experienced during the future heat events. And the other evidence is several experimental studies also shown in the animals that by repeated exposure to the heat and dehydration, the histological findings similar to those seen in these epidemics were also seen in these animals. So these are all the supporting evidence which show that exposure to the heat will cause the CKD. So what are the proposed risk factors for this heat associated nephropathy? The proposed risk factors come into occupational risk factors, climatic factors, socio-economic factors and personal factors. In occupational risk factors include lack of rest period during the working sessions, inadequate water supply, inadequate availability of cooling methods in the work area, safety regulation and toilet facilities. And people who are engaged in exhausting and energy consuming working activity were more prone for this heat associated nephropathy. Coming to the climatic factors, the increase in global temperatures, water crisis, heat waves, excess humidity in the working area, and droughts and surrounding criteria influence the heat stress. Coming to the socio-economic factors, the people who are low economic standards have limited work options, less income, low health insurance facilities, who live in down marketing housing are more prone for this climatological nephropathy. Personal risk factors include age and extent of frequency of the water intake, high fructose diet consumption during the resting work phases, and level of physical work, and previous clinical history of kidney disease, and previous history or present history of consumption of the nephrotoxic drugs. So what is the proposed pathogenesis of CKDU? The proposed mechanism is the main two mechanisms, that is, one is by chronic dehydration, recurrent heat stress by leading to chronic dehydration stimulates the activation of renin-angiotensin system leading to the vasoconstriction, decreased renal blood flow, ischemia and kidney injury. By chronic dehydration simultaneously by hypernatremia, it also stimulates ADH and polyol pathway leading to fructose, increase in fructose metabolism. The fructose metabolism leads to the production of uric acid. Uric acid by causing crystalluria and oxidative stress leads to kidney injury. The other mechanism proposed is heat stress by direct effects of hyperthermia by stimulating the sympathetic nervous system leads to inflammation, rhabdomyolysis and kidney injury. So this is the proposed pathogenesis of CKDU. And in these epidemics of CKD, where heat stress is described as cause for the nephropathy CKD, these farmers especially, they are reliable on fructose drinks during the rest phase. So this habit of drinking fructose containing sodas further increases the injury to the kidney. So what are the preventive measures for the heat stress nephropathy? The preventive measures include providing adequate education to the appropriate occupation hazards and how to identify the early symptoms of the heat stress, and providing active surveillance, providing suitable clothing, proper resting and working phase, cooling techniques, and providing approachable water supply to those employees, and providing toilet facilities, and following the strictly law and ethical regulation regarding the occupational heat stress. So this table shows the confirmed and suspect sites of heat stress associated nephropathy. So what is the research in Andhra Pradesh? As I come from Andhra Pradesh, there is a paper in 2013 published the role of drinking water as a cause of CKD in 2 coastal districts of Andhra Pradesh, but they did not identify the significant cause as role of drinking water as the cause of CKD. The other paper published by Yusuf et al. As occupational risk factors for CKD in Andhra Pradesh, they found that the prevalence of CKD in Andhra Pradesh is 32.2%, and occupational exposure among farmers is the potential role in this epidemic. And the other paper published by Ravi Raju sir et al. On high prevalence of CKDU in Uddanam in India, they showed that this CKD appears to be unrelated to traditional risk factors such as diabetes and hypertension, and 73% of the patients are identified as CKDU. The disease is similar to those in Sri Lanka and Nicaragua. However, they did not find any association with age, sex, education, employment, or tobacco smoking or alcohol consumption. The HEAL CKDU study. This study is initiated in 2020 in collaboration with George Institute, and it is an ongoing study, and it is identifying the effects of heat exposure and environmental action for the limiting of burden of CKD in Andhra Pradesh. And what are the active programs being undertaken by the government of Andhra Pradesh? Recently, YSR Sujaladhara Uddanam drinking water project was launched, and this water treatment can purify 4 million liters of water daily, and it is providing water facilities to 807 villages are in and around Srikakulam district. And a research center is being constructed at Palasa in Andhra Pradesh with a cost of 50 crores, which will be associated with the 200-bedded super speciality hospital exclusively for the kidney patients. Thank you.